ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामने गौरतुसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we discussed from Bhagavad Gita. Last time we discussed from Bhagavad Gita first chapter and verse number 36. So verse number 36. Papam evashraye dasma hatvaetan atatayina तस्मान्नार्हवयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् सबन्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधवा. So third reason Arjuna is giving in this verse, that sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? So last time we discussed this verse, that how Arjuna is giving the third reason, that if we kill our own relatives, although they are atatai means aggressors, they are aggressors, but still, if we kill them, so we'll get sinful reaction. We will get sinful reaction. Asman. That means Arjuna is telling, not only I will get, you will also get Krishna because you are encouraging me. You are encouraging me to fight, to kill my relatives and friends. So you will also become papi. Papam arvashrayed. I will also get sin and you will also get sin. So this is a general misconception. Uh, People think uh, if you means friends and relatives, friends and relatives, uh, this illusion is so strong that even if the Supreme Lord Krishna personally he tells somebody that you do this, the person who is so attached, he thinks that I will get sin. So Krishna has given open invitation to everyone that please come and surrender unto me. Sarva dharman paritajya mam ekam saranam vraja. Uh, so Krishna told this. So when Krishna told this, the person thinks that, oh, how can you say like this? If I come and surrender unto you completely, if I become completely devoted to you, so what will happen to my friends and relatives? So Krishna says, don't worry, I will maintain everyone. Then the person thinks, oh, but will I not get sin? I will get sinful reaction because this is my responsibility to take care of my friends and relatives. So I will get the sinful reaction. So then Krishna, in order to remove this doubt, he says, don't worry, you will not get the sin. And even if you get sin, aham to ham sarva papebhyo moksheshami ma sucha. I will forgive, I will remove, I will destroy all the sin. Uh, I will make you free from all the sinful reaction. Don't worry, just come and surrender unto me. So this is the one misconception. People think that if we follow the instructions of the Supreme Lord, then uh, for neglecting some of our material responsibility, we will incur sinful reaction. Like Arjuna is thinking here. Krishna is instructing that you kill, although they are your friends and relatives, but they are against the principles of dharma. So even if you kill, you will not get the sin. But Arjuna is thinking, no, no, I will get the sin, and you will also get the sin. So this is the mentality of a person who is completely captured in bodily concept of life. He thinks Krishna will also get the sin for inspiring me to kill my relatives and friends. That's why ultimately it says, So janam hi katham hatva sukhina syama madhava. How can we become sukhi, happy by killing our own kinsmen? So this becomes the third reason why Arjuna doesn't want to kill. Now the last reason in this chapter, which Arjuna is giving, the fourth reason why he doesn't want to kill his relatives is will be explained from verse number 37 to almost verse number 43, 44, 43. So in these verses, Arjuna will explain the fourth reason in detail. So we'll discuss today these two verses, 37, 38. यद्यपेते न पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसा कुलक्षया कृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् कथं न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापदस्मान् निवर्तितुं कुलक्षया कृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. Why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? So Arjuna is telling, because Krishna might ask that Arjuna, you are becoming so soft-hearted that you are forgetting that they are atatai, aggressors. Don't you see how much determined they are to go against you? So Arjuna was being a great devotee. She told that even if they have done so many bad things in the past to us, still I don't want to kill them. But Krishna is telling that, my dear Arjuna, they did so many criminal activity against all of you Pandavas. They tried to kill you. They tried to make your wife Draupadi. They tried to make her naked in the assembly hall, and they practically took away all your kingdom. So that they did in the past. Now just see how much determined they are. They are standing in front of you again to kill you. Still, you want to forgive them? Huh? Why? So, Arjuna is giving this reason. So, although they are overtaken by greed, that's why they have become blind. That's why they cannot see the outcome of this fighting. Huh? Yadyapi ete na pashyanti. Arjuna is telling, Yadyapi, hmm, although they na pashyanti, they do not see. They are unable to see, na pashyanti, lobho pahata chetasa, because of overpowered by greed. So because of having greed for the kingdom, they are unable to see things as they are, that they are unable to see the outcome of such fighting. Logo pahat chetasa. Their heart is completely overcome by greed. That's why they are unable to see. That means one whose heart is overcome by greed, lobha, he becomes blind. That is known as lobhand. One who is too affected by greed, he becomes blind. He cannot see uh, to whom he is going to cheat, even if his own real relatives come in front of him, friends and relatives. He is even willing to cheat them just for the sake of acquiring some ashwar, some opulence, some money. And that we see practically. People, even they kill their own brother, they fight with their own father, brother, uncles, relatives, just for the sake of acquiring some land, some wealth. because their heart is overcome by greed. This is known as lobhand. Because of because they become blinded by this greed mentality. That's why they do not see that they are fighting with their own relatives. They are fighting with their own brothers and father parents. This is known as lobhand. Lobho, lobho pahata chetasa. So one loses the vision. One loses his vision. Even if he has the eyes, but he becomes blind if he is affected by the anarthas. All these anarthas: Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Matsar. These six anarthas are very prominent in the heart of all the living entities. So, one who is too much affected by these anarthas, he becomes blinded and then he commits all kind of sinful activity. Lobhand. In this particular verse case, in Pandava's case, they are blinded by greed, lobhan. Similarly, one who becomes very lusty, he becomes blinded by lust. That is kamand, blinded by lust. Lobhand, kamand, krodhand, mohand, madand. All these anarthas make one blinded and unable to see things as they are. He does all kinds of sinful activity, wrong activities, just to harm himself. And whatever he does out of this blindness, because of these six anarthas, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsar. So whatever he does, that is harmful for himself also and for others also. So this is the effect. So Arjuna is telling, so although they are blinded, they cannot see, my dear Krishna, they are blinded. Their heart is overcome by lobha, greed. That's why they cannot see the outcome of this fighting. And what is the outcome? He is also telling that they are unable to see that if they fight this, kulakshaya kritam dosham mitra drohe cha patakam. That's this, they do not see that see no fault in killing one's family and quarreling with friends. Kulakshaya, that kula, killing the family, kritam dosham. They cannot see the fault of killing the family. Kulakshaya, kritam dosham. What fault will be there, Arjuna? That Arjuna will explain in the next verse. In the upcoming verse, he will explain that if this kulakshaya kritam dosam, kulakshaya pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo abhivattuta. They are unable, because of being blinded by greed, they are unable to see that kulakshaya pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana. The Sanatan Dharma will be destroyed by killing the family members. They are unable to see. Mitra drohe cha pathakam. Mitra drohe, in quarreling with friends, that one will get pathakam, sinful reaction. They are unable to see. Why? Because of being blinded by greed. But katham na geyam asmabhi, katham na geyam asmabhi papad asman nivartitum. But how can we, asmabhi, katham, why should we indulge in this fighting? Although geyam asmabi means we know. Asmabi means I know and you also know. Krishna, you also know very well, and I am also, I can also see. So we know, we have the eyes, we can see, but they cannot see. That's why they are determined to fight, but we can see. So how can we become also like them? Huh? Just like when in the home, sometimes two brothers they fight. So one is uh, a small kid of 3 4 years old, and if the elder brother, who is 12 15 years old, he fights with the small kid. So even if the fault is of younger brother, the parents will tell the elder brother that he is a kid, he doesn't know what is wrong, what is right, but you are a grown up boy, you know this is not good, so why you are fighting with him? Similarly, Arjuna is putting this argument. Although they have lost their vision because of greed, that's why they cannot That's why they cannot see the fault in fighting with our own family members and relatives. But I am not affected by this greed. I do not desire anything from of this kingdom. So I can clearly see what fault is there. And Krishna, you can also clearly see. So how can Katham? Why then you are encouraging me to get this sinful reaction? Uh, Katham न गेयम अस्माभि न पापात् अस्मात् निवर्तितुम्. So why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? Kulakshaya kritam dosam prapasyat bhir janardana. We can see what? Kulakshaya kritam dosam. What fault will be generated? Kulakshaya. Kshaya means in destruction. Kula, in dynasty. Because practically there were millions and millions of all the family members. They came together. All the Kauravas, Kuruvansh, and all the Pandavas, all they joined in the battlefield. So if this battle happens, if this fight happens, that then practically entire dynasty will be finished, wholesale finished, completely finished. Nobody will survive, and that happened actually. uh, this all the descendant, all the members of Kuru dynasty, they were killed. Only Parikshit Maharaj was surviving, and this Aswathama, he was trying to kill Parikshit Maharaj also, so that entire Kuru dynasty is finished. That was his plan. Pandavas will have no more descendant. Finished. So this was a fact. Arjuna could see this because he was very intelligent and he was of pure heart. So that's why those who are having pure heart, those who are free from material desires, those whose hearts are free from lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, envy, so they can clearly see what is what is not, what is right, what is wrong. They can see. On the other hand, a person who may be very intelligent, very knowledgeable, very expert, and very powerful, but if he is a non-devotee, the symptom of non-devotee is that he is lusty, he is greedy, he is angry, he is envious. These are all the symptom of a non-devotee. So even if he is the most intelligent, very knowledgeable, but still, because of being affected by lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, envy, he cannot see what is right, what is wrong. That's why only a devotee can understand the situation. That's why if we want to lead our life perfectly, we should take shelter of a pure devotee. He can guide us perfectly. He can show us the way. We may become bewildered because of the influence of anartha. This greed, especially this lust and greed, these two anarthas are very prominent. Uh, and when lust and greed are not satisfied, then third anartha, krodha, angry, uh, anger, that also becomes prominently manifest in the heart. But lust and greed are very prominent in the hearts of people in general in this age of age of Kali. So in Kali Yuga, more than 99% people, they are affected by lust and greed. And those who are non-devotees, I'm talking about non-devotees, because those who are devotees, they are naturally free from this lust and anger, greed, because they are well situated in the perfect understanding that I am an eternal servant of Krishna. My dharma, my duty is to serve Krishna, to love Krishna. So there is no question of lust. And they do not desire to acquire anything. They do not want anything from this material world. They simply want to be engaged in Krishna's service. That's why they are not greedy also. They are happy with whatever Krishna supplies them for their bare maintenance. They are happy with that. And if they can get the opportunity to serve Krishna. So devotees are free from lust, anger, greed, but non-devotees, their heart is filled with lust, anger, greed. That's why they cannot understand what should be done, what should not be done, and they hanker after things of this material. But in this way, they lose their most valuable human form of life in just uh, busy, just working hard day and night to acquire, to fulfill their lusty desire, to fulfill their greed. In this way, their whole life is just ruined practically. Uh, so that's why such people, they should take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, a pure devotee. when they are guided by a pure devotee, then they can save themselves. So it's where, because a pure devotee can see kulakshaya kritam dosam prapasyad bhir janardana. Prapasyad bhir means by those who can see. Katham na geyam asmabhi. We can see Krishna, that this is not good. What loss will be there if we fight Janardana, O Krishna, O maintainer of all the living entities? So how can you encourage such a fighting? So Arjuna, by asking this question, Katham na geyam asmabhi, means why or how can you engage me in this fighting? You can see Krishna, what loss will be there? So how to? So Arjuna is very much astonished. He did not expect Krishna to encourage like this, because right now Arjuna is affected by bodily consciousness, so he is unable to understand that Krishna cannot suggest, cannot encourage anything which is not beneficial for the living entities, because he is Janardana. So by addressing Krishna as Janardana, Arjuna is expressing his astonishment, his wonder, that, oh Krishna, you are Janardhan. Janardhan means maintainer of all the living entities. So you are maintainer of all the living entities. So I'm simply surprised that how can you encourage such fighting, which is not at all beneficial for the living entities. In general, millions of warriors have arrived here, assembled here to fight, and they all will be killed in this massive war. So how, being Janardana, how can you encourage such fighting? So Arjuna is simply astonished, wondered. But when Arjuna is expressing his wonder, Krishna is smiling. Wow. Because Krishna knows as it is. Krishna knows that what I am encouraging, that is perfect. You are in illusion. You don't know. You say whatever you want to say. You just say. Finally, after some time, you will surrender unto me. Then I will tell you. Yes, I am really Janardhan. So, in this way, Arjuna is हो गया बात हो गया so asking, he is expressing his astonishment. So a Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse to battle or gamble when he is so invited by some rival party. Under such an obligation, Arjuna could not refuse to fight because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjuna considered that the other party might be blind to the effects of such a challenge. Arjuna, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when the effect is good, but when the effect is otherwise, then no one can be bound. Considering all these pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight. So, in this way, considering all these things, Arjuna is deciding that he should not fight. This is not at all good for any gentleman. Although they are determined to fight because they are blinded by greed, but I cannot fight because I can see what is not, what is good, what is not good. Okay, so with this, we shall stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, any question? Anyone is having any question?